Hello and welcome back to another day. Codex here. We're going with episode 3 on this lovely day in Ark. Pay no mind to the Bronto, he'll be in the entire video. So today, I'm thinking that we're going to try and explore an adventure, or at least get set up. So I'll show you how to get set up for that, and we're going to fill up our house with all kinds of neat stuff. Stuff and things. First things first, we're gonna go right in and we're gonna craft up a Triceratops Saddle. They're surprisingly cheap because they're a pretty low-level saddle. And I'm gonna show you kind of an overview of the uses for a trike. I think that'll be pretty fun. Now with a trike, you're definitely going to want to build up his health. Probably some melee damage so that he'll gather more berries, which is his main function. And probably carry weight too, because they make great slow pack mules. Boy, I love trikes. Did I ever tell you guys trikes are my favorite dinosaur? I love them so much. I don't know how long I've stared at trike skulls in museums. They're the best. So there you see, health going up. This is a very low level trike, so don't expect much from it to begin with. You can see its stats are really low. You'll usually get several thousand health in a good trike. Alright, so we're just gonna come over here. And the first thing, berry gathering. Bam! Look how much he gathers with just one hit. As long as you have a trike around, you will never ever be wanting for narco berries. And you're going to want to be careful. You see how the screen keeps flashing purple? That's his stamina running out. If his stamina bar goes too low, like if you keep using his stamina when he doesn't have any, say in a fight, your dinosaur could actually pass out, in the same way that you'll pass out from overworking yourself. This guy has very little stamina, so I'm probably going to level that up in him too, because it's just sad. But look how many berries we got with just a few hits. I've never cared for any of the berries except for the mejos, which are purple, and the narcos. When it comes to mejos, dinosaurs like them a little bit better than other berries, so they tame just a bit faster with them. Another tip is if you want to actually access their inventory without having to go to the stupid scroll wheel, just press the F key and you'll go straight into their inventory. This works with anything, but it's especially useful when you're, say, riding a dinosaur and he's over encumbered. You don't want to hop off every time. Just press the F key and you'll go directly into the inventory of the dinosaur you're on or whatever you're facing. It's super useful. And it keeps you on the go. Now you'll see here that we actually have heckin' amounts of rotten meat, and I have way more in my base too. 1 rotten meat and 5 narco berries makes a narcotic, which are the best. And if you want more rotten meat, all you have to do is find a stack of meat that's low, like one of them's about to rot. If you split it, they'll all have the same counter. So you just do that a million times. I usually carry tons of meat around with me, just so I can split the stacks and make more rotten meat. I'm kind of a hoarder of it, to be honest. It's not healthy. Literally, it's not healthy. It's rotten. And if you come over here, you'll see on the other side that we have lots and lots and lots of narco berries. This was just from a couple minutes. So we'll have a constant supply between our dilos being able to farm the meat and our beautiful little trike gathering the narco berries. We'll never run out. And here's another tip if you like to power level, if you just need some extra levels. If you look here, it's actually going up pretty fast. See that jump there? My experience is going up because I'm currently making narcotics. Any machine that's crafting something near you will give you experience for doing it. And this works for a whole tribe. So if all you guys need a whole bunch of it, just gather tons of narcotics, because that stuff works really well for low levels. We're not a super high level, so we're getting tons of experience. And because I have multiple mortar and pestles, I just throw everything in, like I spread them out, and it gives us tons of experience just to sit here and, you know, make useful weapons and materials for myself. So definitely do that, because it will get you where you're trying to go much faster. And this is what we're going to do with all the millions of narcotics we just made. We're going to make a whole bunch of trank arrows. Now these things are fantastic. They're actually the first real knockout item you get to tame dinosaurs. And I've used them very late game because they're really cheap to make. It takes 1 arrow, which is super cheap, and 1 narcotic. which, again, is super cheap. Things past this, like the tranquilizer dart, that takes 3 narcotics and a bunch of metal. The harpoon launcher is pretty much useless outside of water. Shocking tranquilizer darts, which you get at a really high level, those actually, I don't know, they have a decay, so I'm not a huge fan. You have to craft them right before you use them. And the electric rod breaks after like 1 use. So these are kind of my go-to for a long, long time in the game. Plus, the crossbow that you use with them, it actually reloads faster than a rifle, which is what you use tranquilizer darts for. So in some cases, it's actually better to use these to tame with, depending on what you're taming, that is. Let's find us a tough chump. There we go. Nice, a 130. And it's not even nearby any other trikes. This shall be our new victim, a 130 Triceratops. I shall show you the power of the dark side. I mean, of the narc arrows. We're going to use the exact same taming method that we used with the other trike. Oops. We're going to catch him between trees, gonna wait for him to turn, we're gonna hit his broadside. And it won't take long, it'll take much less time than it did with the rocks at least. And because we got that first low-level trike, it'll allow us to do it much easier and much faster. Nice. Oh, he's going down. Ah, he went down. There we have it. A 130 trike of our very own. Very little effort, just like a bunch of narc arrows. Easy as that. And now we have a really good dinosaur on our side. Look at those stats. Food doesn't matter, but yeah, look at the other stats. They're great. So, you know, we have this. This guy is going to give us a huge leap forward. You can use these guys actually to fight off low-level alpha raptors, which can be a huge pain to low-level players. Because they're fantastic. Bad news is our parasaur may have been eaten by a dilo while we were taming that. But I don't care. I really don't care. And oh, this is a really pretty pterodon. Hang on, I'll show you how to tame these guys real fast. We don't need one for like a dozen more levels, but there. You just bola it, and you shoot it in the head with arrows. Let's see how many it takes. This is level 85. And a very pretty 85. Let's see here. And, oh! 3 arrows. Wow, that was really easy. So, when you go to tame your first flyer, it's as easy as that. You don't even have to try it. We're just gonna leave him alone and put some meat in him and let him tame up with this dilo that I knocked out when it tried to attack me. The problem with parasaurs, though, is that their torpor falls really fast, so you're going to need a lot of narcotics to tame one. But by the time you're going to tame one, I mean, we already have plenty of narcotics, so it's no problem. But they can be a real pain, because I'm on 5 times, and I'm still going to need to put narcotics on this guy. Now you'll see here I'm crafting a refining forge. I went around with my trike and I gathered a bunch of materials, and if you see on this trike here, I actually got a bunch of metal. I ran up the hill on one of the high-level trikes, went to the metal spawns that are on top of this island, and I gathered a whole bunch of it. It was really easy. What the whole plan is here is we're going to smelt down the metal and we're going to make a lot of the tools we need for the house. So that means having 2 refining forges because they're pretty slow at smelting things. Melting. I guess it is melting. You are melting the metal down. And they're kind of cattywampus when they're spawned, so you have to try and line them up if you want to be straight like that. So just get 2 of those put down, and we'll be able to make bigger and better things. These things show another jump forward in our survival out here. Just getting bigger and better at all times. There we go. And now that we have those, the next thing on the docket is going to be crafting ourselves up a smithy. They're super useful. They have 75 slots, so they actually make for pretty good storage on top of just what they do normally. They're really useful. You can make metal tools, metal weapons, all kinds of nifty things are made with this. And this actually shows that we've officially entered the mid-game. Just lined up perfectly. They're kind of big, so you have to let them sit there a little bit away from the wall. That's not too bad. What I usually do is I just keep crafting materials right inside these. These are also how you'll make your behemoth gates, so it's useful to have so many slots. It requires 900 of each material to make behemoth gates. That's stone, thatch, and wood. There we go. We can make fur armor and various other armor sets like flak. We'll be able to make tools soon. There we go, we have these tools. I'm going to make a pick right now because it takes 10 metal to make the hatchet. 10 or 8? And they actually take about as much metal to repair them, so it's pain. To make scissors so we can cut our hair and look all fancy. And soon, we're actually going to be able to make a crossbow. There we go. Yeah, just 2 levels until we can make a crossbow. And that'll be really nice, because then we'll be able to tame just about anything. Here we are. Excellent. That's about the long and short of it. Then, the last thing we'll need to craft up to make our house a home is going to be preserving bins. They're the low-grade refrigerators. They only take 20 fiber, 30 stone, 10 thatch, and 30 wood. So they're really cheap to make. To power them, you need to make spark powder, which is just a flint and some rocks. Or several flint and several rocks. I always get that mixed up. And those are made in the mortar and pestle. So we're just going to craft up a bunch of these. I like to have about 5 or 6 of these, to be honest, because I like to have a huge supply of food laying around. And each one of these, if you have oil, is also going to be able to make you the jerkies. And the jerkies are like regular meat jerky and then prime meat jerky. Those are used in making eggs so that you can make kibble so that you can perfect tame dinosaurs. And those, you know, that's where it's at. So we'll just put all these down. And you can see now why I have the second floor set up here. Which, it's really useful to have this lying around. There we go, just line it up perfect like. Now if you come over here with me, you'll see that I've actually already made a bunch of spark powder in preparation for this. When you toss them in there, it'll slowly consume the spark powder. You'll see it starts to smoke. Just give me 1 minute. Gotta get all of my meat out. Gotta get all the eggs out that I've gathered. There we go. Now I'm kind of encumbered. Eggs weigh so much. There we go. Just get all of our consumables in here. Literally anything that has a timer that will decay over time. Oh, yep, there you go, you see? It's starting to smoke on the edge there. That means that it's on and it's working. There you go. Look how long that timer is. It's gonna take forever for it to rot. And remember, always keep things in the largest stack you can. If you have like 4 stacks of meat that's only 5 or 10, remember to combine all those together, because only one will run out of time out of a stack. It's very important. Now if you'll come over here with me, then you'll see that we actually made a feeding trough for the dinosaurs as well. This will keep them from starving slowly over time. It's more important if you're on a live server, because this game just stops when I'm not around. But if you're actually on a live server, time never stops, and your dinosaurs will slowly starve to death. The last tame I'd like to show you guys today is a Phiomia. They're the first saddle you actually get in the game, but they're not very useful to any player. They're too slow to escape anything, they can't fight. They're not very useful from the surface, but if you feed them stem berries, they'll poop a lot, and I'd like to get into making gardens in the next couple episodes, so we need one of these. You have to remember to feed them once you've given them stem berries, because they starve, they get really hungry once they've eaten a bunch. And you just toss some berries into them, and you just tame them. It's that easy. They can't run away as long as you bowl them. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. Now, I did tame 2 130 trikes, and the other one did kind of die. It's kind of a corpse over to the side right now. And I would be sad, but that's just kind of how this game works. So I'm not super surprised or disappointed. It lost against a Therizinosaur, which nothing can beat really, so there's that. Oh my goodness, what is that thumping? I have the rudest neighbors on the planet. This is ridiculous. I am calling cops. Okay, guys, I think that's all for today. We've set up our house, we've tamed some more dinosaurs. We're still in a really good spot, actually. And because there isn't a lot of danger on this area, we're going to continue to be in a good spot. Pretty soon we'll be getting off the island and exploring, but I'd like to get a little bit more set up here before I did that. For now, I think we're good. We've lost 2 dinosaurs. Rip tank right here. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon, hopefully. We'll be working on a garden, and we'll be getting bigger and better and stronger, as always. Be careful on the ark. It's Codex. I'll see you later.